Let's just bring you some more on that breaking news. You can see I'm joined by Professor Michael Clark, our security and defence analyst, to talk about what's going on in South Korea. The announcement in the last few minutes that the President Yoon, has declared martial law. What's your sense of this, Michael? Why has this decision come now?
Well, it's a surprise, for sure. I mean, President Yoon Suk-yeol, President Yoon, he's been president for only 2 years, 2022, but he's been, in a sense, a minority president because the opposition has the majority in the parliament, and he hasn't been able to get anything through the parliament. So South Korea's been in a state of political stasis and some degree of internal political crisis. Add to that the fact that North Korea has been very assertive in its war with Ukraine, sending troops to the Kursk region, to Russia, and other forms of rhetoric from North Korea. And the belief is, in the government in Seoul, that the opposition are penetrated by the North Koreans, that they lean too far.
Any evidence of that?
I think there's some evidence of it, but I wouldn't claim to be a specialist on internal politics of South Korea. But I mean, it's clear that this is a sort of constitutional manoeuvre. There will be some pushback from the opposition for sure, but this is not the beginning of a coup or anything like that. It reflects a governmental crisis in South Korea, and the most strategic issue for me is what this does to South Korea-Japanese relations. Because South Korea and Japan, for years, they wouldn't even talk to each other because of the legacy of the Second World War. But they've now begun not just to talk, but to cooperate on security matters. And that really changes the balance of strategic forces in East Asia, because they're both worried about China. And a governmental crisis in South Korea will affect what the Japanese think, and that Japan has got a problem as well with its own governmental stability and the seriousness with which the Japanese government is taken in the rest of the world at the moment. So there may be some ripple effects from this, but the ripple effects are not from a constitutional coup, it's from a governmental crisis. But it will run for a bit, because the declaration of martial law, giving the president extra legal powers, that's never a step you can take without consequences.
No, it's not clear what he's going to do with those measures yet. And on the opposition as well, Michael, opposition leader Lee has said that they will try to nullify this martial law, but there's concern that they may try to arrest members of parliament. I mean, there's plenty more to talk about.
Got to be very careful how you use martial law. Very careful.
Absolutely. Another crisis, another part of the world. Professor Clark, thank you for that. We'll have more from you in just a moment.